What's up, guys? So if you're like me, you love comic book movies, you just love them. I love them. It doesn't matter if they're animated, if they're live action, if they're Marvel, if they're DC, I'm gonna be there. I might not like them when it's over, but I will be there and I will be lined up to watch them. So right now we're kind of in a lull after Endgame and after Far From Home. You know, it's kind of dead for superhero action. We've got Joker coming out in October, and after that, all we've got is Birds of Prey, February of next year. So what is a comic book fan supposed to do? Well, that's where I'm here to save you guys. What I'm going to do is present 5 awesome comic book games that you can play on your Super Nintendo right now to tide you over until October when the superhero movies start showing back up. So stay tuned after the break and I'll show you those 5 superhero games that I highly recommend you go play. See you after the break. So first on the list is Captain America and the Avengers. It was released back in '91 in the arcades and then ported over to the Super Nintendo. It's a super fun beat 'em up and has some really cool characters and bosses in it. You can play the 1-player mode or the 2-player mode, and you're able to pick from Captain America, Iron Man, Hawkeye, and Vision. Other Avengers show up like Wasp and Quicksilver and some other and make appearances. And a bunch of different villains that are really cool, like Mandarin and Crossbones, amongst others, battle the heroes. It's a really fun beat 'em up game. Lots of really cool scenes and bright graphics, and it's a lot of fan service in it. So I think if you're a superhero fan or just a beat 'em up fan, you'll have a lot of fun with this game. Next on the list is Batman Returns. Batman Returns was released in 1993 to capitalize on the success of the movie. You play as Batman in this 1-player only beat 'em up. You have 7 levels in all with a boss at the end of each, plus you get a cool level where you get to drive as the Batmobile, which blew my mind when I was a kid. The graphics look super great and it's a ton of fun. Everybody is super detailed on their sprites, and the bosses at the end of each level require a little bit of changing up of the gameplay. It's just a really fun game. Plus the best thing is you get to play as Michael Keaton Batman, which we all know is the best Batman. The Death and Return of Superman may be the best Superman video game of all time, not that that's saying much. Containing awesome colorful graphics and 5 playable Supermans such as Superman himself, Superboy, Steel, Cyborg Superman, and the Eradicator, aka the last son of Krypton, it's another beat 'em up done wonderfully with enough variety to keep things interesting. I cannot say how much fun I had with this. Being able to play as Superman and use all of his powers and fly in a fun beat 'em up game was tops. I highly recommend this whether you're DC, Marvel, Superman fan or not. Number 4 on our top 5 is Wolverine ADMANTIUM Rage, which was released back in 1994. In 1994, the height of the X-Men popularity was booming, and of all the X-Men, Wolverine was arguably the most popular of the group. This game came out and it completely changed how you looked at games and beat 'em ups in general at the time, because it introduced a recharging health system for your character. So you started at 100%, and if you dropped down, if you backed up for a little bit, after a little bit of time, you'd start to recharge back, like Wolverine does in the comic books. As Wolverine, you get to navigate through multi-floored levels, really large multi-floored levels, and you fight enemies while also solving puzzles. And each stage ends with a sick boss fight against the classic Wolverine enemy, an X-Men enemy. It's really awesome fun, tons of fun, kind of switches up the beat 'em up genre, and if you're an X-Men fan, you're going to be in nerd heaven. So the last game on my list is my personal favorite. It's Marvel Superheroes in War of the Gems. And it might sound a little familiar to you. It's pretty close to the story of Infinity War and Endgame, as the player plays each level as one of 5 superheroes. They could be Captain America, Iron Man, Spider-Man, Hulk, or they can be Wolverine. So they fight through various levels on Earth and space, and you finish levels and you get gems on your quest to ultimately fight Thanos. As you get these gems, you can use the gems for additional powers. They can kind of boost you, you can jump higher, stuff like that. You face a ton of different supervillains along the way. The graphics look really good, the sprites are extremely detailed. And like I said, it's my personal favorite superhero game on the Super Nintendo because I think it believes everything that it's got. I think the people that made it really had a love for it, and they really put some passion into it, because as a comic book fan, it kind of shows through for me. Everything about it is exactly what I want from a comic book game. And just like the movies, it features a staggering amount of characters. If you love Marvel, if you love comic book games, you know, you can't miss this game. It's absolutely awesome on every level. Guys, thank you so much for watching. I hope you guys are able to check out some of those games and let me know what you think down in the comments below. If you've played them, or if maybe there's some game that I didn't talk about that I should have, please, you know, drop that in the comments. Let me know. There's a lot of really cool superhero games on the Super Nintendo. Those are just my favorite ones that I would pick out. But you know, you've got some great ones like Mutant Apocalypse. That's a great game. Doesn't crack into my top 5 though. So I urge you guys to go play all those if you haven't. If you have, play them again. We got time, because I mean, we got a little bit of time before we just get flooded with superhero movies again, which is absolutely awesome, and I can't wait. So guys, like always, please subscribe, like this video, comment, tell your friends about it. I absolutely love making these videos for you guys. So thank you once again so much for all the likes, comments, suggestions, everything you guys did. Continue it. If you haven't subscribed, like I said, please subscribe. See you guys next time. In this universe, we keep it retro.